Hi there. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm Catherine, and I'm working on making a cute little Christmassy junk journal out of this little old book. I think it's 1924. I'll have to check again. And so 'tis the season, 2024, in my art room. Even though it's November, it makes me happy, and it gives me a chance to finish some Christmas journals so that they can get on their way to their new owners in time for their new owners to enjoy them. So I hope you're doing well, and you know what? Thanks for spending a bit of your day with me. Again, if you're new here, I don't really do tutorials. I just turn on my camera for about 30 minutes while I work here at my desk, and I just chatter away whatever's on my brain. You end up being my therapist. And that's the way it works here on my channel. So I have done tutorials in the past. So again, if you're new here, take a look in my early videos. There's a lot of tutorials on how I do what I do and why I do it. It's just, I find now that there's no point repeating it, because just check the history. It's all there. And if not, ask me a question down in the comments and I'll walk you through it. I'll type you through it. If you're wondering, why did she do that? But usually I blather on and tell you anyways. So I just turn on my camera and I talk and I get to work. Now this morning, it's morning for me right now, but whatever time of day it is for you, hope it's a good one. I wanted to show you a colossal mistake I made yesterday and how we're going to fix it. Because, I consider it no, you know what? It's not colossal because it's fixable before glue got involved. So that's huge. If there was no having to tear something out because it got glued down, not bad. So here's our little journal we've been working on. How cute is that? I like that little stocking. And then the little bunnies taking some wood into their little bunny home in the winter. And so it's not necessarily Christmassy, but we've made it Christmassy. You put some red and green tartan in behind, and then some holly berries, because I thought those would be in the woods. Bunnies would decorate with hollies and holly berries and things like ivy and that. Those all would be available in the woods for bunnies to decorate with. Now, they wouldn't be able to decorate with poinsettias unless they go shopping at the store. And Beatrix Potter, there must be stores around, because otherwise, where would you get a bunny-sized shovel? You have to get it at the bunny store, I guess. So I love this little book. As you can tell probably by this ribbon, if you're clever, as I think you are, know you are, the text block is in. And the lace is on the edges. I think I showed a lot of self-restraint with the lace and just did what I wanted. Some flat laces and not too ruffly. There are a few sort of ruffles, just some fine weave cheesecloth and tea-dyed and just made to look. I'm a grungy journal kind of girl with a touch of elegance. Anyhow, I got to looking at this green because I decided last minute I wanted to use this this scrapbook paper as the opening and closing signatures. And we worked on this together the other day, fussy cutting out this little bird and nest and compacting it. It was wider. and we compacted it together. And I actually, remember I said I'm going to save this branch. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. I did decide to use it, and this is what you can do. Just simply marry it up and glue it in. And so it just added a few extra branches onto that little birdie's branch. Now, when I got to looking at the shade of this green, the papers that I thought I was originally going to use, I know it's just me, and I don't know if it's the camera, but these clash to me. I thought they don't harmonize. It doesn't look comfortable, and it made me look very uncomfortable. So then I got the brilliant idea to use, I thought maybe if I make this greener around the edge, that will just be a little pop of green and encourage it to blend better with this green scrapbook paper. And I got started on it, and then it got worse and worse because I used my Versaclear green, which, if you've used Versaclear inks, which I love, they're very juicy. And I thought, no, I can handle, I want green, and I think I can handle this. And so it's called Shady Lane, this one. And it's a green that I like. I'm fussy about what shades of green I like. Just like my reds, I'm very fussy about what reds I like and what reds are jarring to my art mood. Well, here's what happened. And I got started on it, and I thought, this is going to get better. It's going to get better, Catherine. Just keep going. And you know what? I didn't like it. I didn't like how it still wasn't. It was still fighting with this and didn't complement it. So then I started rifling through my scrapbook paper, my Christmas scrapbook paper, and also my regular scrapbook paper. I even considered marbled paper to put inside if I could find the right shades, and I wasn't finding anything. And then I found this, and I love it because it's different enough, and I think it's a nod to this little piece of wool tartan that I suspect was probably from a lady's waistband off of her skirt, her wool skirt. And it's red and green. And I just thought the red here complements. There's a tiny little bit of red on the tummy there. And the green here, there's a tiny little bit of green in this pattern. And I just thought, this is what I want. And so I'm happy now. And so you may have noticed a few seconds ago when I was flipping through, I've already got the back done. And I'm really, really happy with it. And I don't know if you can see the fabric, but the fabric's adorable. It's a shame that text block fabrics eventually get hidden. But this one's got little chickadees in the snow with little pine cones sitting on benches. That little flash of red there, that was a cardinal's tail. Cardinal didn't quite make it in. But so we're going to glue this down. That'll be our first thing we get done today. And then I think I'm going to look through it and see what I want to put in the journal. Not too much, but I want it to be sort of woodlandsy Christmas in the spirit of the list, and just have it be some little fussy cuts or stamps here and there, but mostly writing space. Writing space, writing space. Do you see what some of you might be looking through it and going, oh my goodness, Catherine, would you please download a digital? Or go to your craft store and buy some more scrap paper. For me, this is my kind of journal, because the new owner can decorate it the way they want or leave it blank and write about Christmas this year was wonderful. Tommy got Legos and Ariana got a new doll, and dinner was delicious. You know, who knows? And here's my favorite recipe for sugar cookies, and you know, she could write it there and maybe have her own little sticker or draw a picture of sugar cookies. That's what I envision. Of course, once a journal goes to a new owner, it's theirs to do as they wish. It's their journal, and I'm always glad to know they can make it their own. I'm just getting it started for them. This is some of that 1940s wallpaper from Nancy had that book of wallpaper. Hold on. And I'm still hoping to use this one. This one it's embossed. It's almost like an Anaglypta, but it's not heavy enough. Anaglypta is really thick wallpaper. I guess that's the best way to describe it, that can be painted. So I'm hoping to make maybe tuck spot out of this band and maybe a couple of pockets from this side. I think that would look nice, but we'll see. Anyhow, so the first important thing to do is lay down this new end paper before I mess anything else up. Her favorite person just came in the door, in case you were wondering what the was about. Little Miss Kirby. All right, so we're going to get out today's bottle of glue is brought to you by Fabri-Tac. Oh, I shouldn't say that because I'm not sponsored. Although, wouldn't that be nice if Fabri-Tac would sponsor all of us junk journal makers? Or 3-in-1. I'd take 3-in-1. That'd be nice. Especially up here in Canada. It's very expensive. I only go with a Michael's coupon. Sadly, we have one craft store in Canada. All we have is Michael's. I wish more craft stores would come up here. I think that we've got the business for them. I should correct myself. We do have some really nice little scrapbooking stores, which of course suits us junk journalers just fine. When there's a pattern like this, sometimes it's hard for me to tell if I've got the glue everywhere, and I have to sort of hold it up to the window and see if there's shiny swirls. I swirl the center first. If you're wondering the method to my madness, this is as close as you'll get to a Catherine tutorial. I swirl the center first because 3-in-1 and Fabri-Tac starts drying quite quickly because it's acetone based. Then I do my edge all the way around the edge, but not quite to the edge because it's very squishable. And I don't want it to squish out onto the book cloth because it's shiny. So that's why. And then I usually will still, to ensure no blopping of the glue coming out, I will just the edges. I don't care about blops in the middle if I'm using cardstock. If it was paper, I'd care more. Well, if it was paper, I would be backing it onto cardstock before I laid it down. Making sure. So here's the reason why, again, I dig away at the original end papers, is so that when I lay down the new one, we've got this nice clear crisp edge, and it looks like this was always the way it was meant to be. Ah, that looks nice. And I think this was meant to be in this little woodland journal. I always run my thumb along this edge when I'm doing this kind of an end paper rather than a folding end paper, because it tends to be right where that hinge is. And I find if you don't just start encouraging it to curl down, after a few times of opening and closing it, sometimes it wants to start curling up. So it's very simple. Just take your thumb and curl it up. So now I'm going to use my chip clips just for a few minutes. And give those edges a little support. I like to make sure, because the chip clips are, I want to make sure that the most pressure point is right at the edge. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with that. Oh, I haven't done that here on this. I did this right before I went to bed last night. So this one didn't get done yet. I did ink. Are you shocked? Just where I cut along here, I just used one of these and just darkened it so it's not glaring white and looks like freshly cut paper. We want it to look its elegant age. There we go. So we'll let that dry, and then I want to I'd like to find a way, even if I just put it in a tuck spot, to put that back, because that was one of the secrets to help me find the owner, Kathleen Wolf. And let's see. It looks like she also went by Kay. Isn't that cute? I like that. Sophocles. All right. Now, where did I see the year? Right there, 1924. So I do want this page. I wonder what that means. That looks German. Printed in England. I only want the page, so I'm going to take a chance that I can tear this out carefully. There we go. All right, otherwise I don't think we will be using, look, you can see how it had a little red bookmark in it at some point. I may still use this. And I definitely want that. Let's put these over here. I want that back in. And I think that's her best one that she wrote. She sure wrote her name a lot in the book. She wanted to make sure no one stole her Sophocles. Let's get some Alice paper. And let's make... I'm just going to make... oh, why have I got pinking shears? I meant to grab these. I just want to make maybe a tuck spot. Or two. I want those three things. So that there's something going back into the book from the original book. Now, we've got a tear here from when I vigorously pulled it out. I'm not worried about that because if we have to, that's when you pull out your yellowed cellophane tape and it looks cool. This, I can always tell when a glue stick is starting to get near the end because it gets thicker and less slippy. There we go. I should have trimmed these curls off because they're just in my way. And I'm going to cut them off now. There. Alright, so that will make a little tuck spot. Oh. And then when I don't know if you get the glue stick, I push too hard on my glue stick, especially when they start getting tacky, like an older one. But I just wipe it on there and then I smush that down so I don't waste any. I hopefully have enough of my Target glue stick to last me the winter. Some items us journalers, junk journalers, have to make sure we've got it in stock for the winter, like little squirrels squirreling away our supplies because we can't get it again till spring. And for me, that is certainly Target glue stick because we don't have Target in Canada. So Target glue stick, art glitter glue, because they won't deliver to cold climates in the winter, because if it freezes, apparently something happens to it. It probably, when it thaws out, it separates or something. I should freeze it and thaw it out and see. That sort of thing gets the curiosity in me. You know, what and how they discovered that. A client must have ordered some and then got in touch with them and said, my glue was disgusting. And that's when they learned that if you live in a cold climate, you're not getting any art glitter glue sent to you in the winter. There we go. Now in this case, with these, because as you've known, and I will repeat myself, I don't trust glue sticks for little areas or wear and tear areas. So when I get my new shape, because this isn't the shape the finished one is going to be, when I decide on the new shape, I will sort of flick at corners and that with my fingernail and see if they're too loose, and then that's when I'll go in with a little dab of art glitter glue underneath that corner to hold it down. And on bigger things that are already the shape they're going to need, I will glue stick the whole thing, and then I will still go around the edge with some art glitter glue, but then flatten it out, because the only problem with art glitter glue is if the paper is thin, the line of glue will show through the paper. So here we go. These make me happy. I'm thinking if I can find the right die cut, the die cutter, just the die, I may use it on this one. And I may pause so these can finish drying, because I find they don't cut. Sometimes they can not cut very cleanly if they're still damp when you're trying to put them through your Sizzix. I'm slowly getting used to my Sizzix, and it only took me, what, a year and a half? A slow learner. There's a page in here from Elizabeth Holden, because how can you do a woodland themed Christmas book without a little Elizabeth Holden? So the December page went in here, and because it's a little book, there were still some leftovers, so I want to find a way to use these. It says, in December, keep yourself warm and sleep. And then this one, I want to know what this means. I'm going to have to look it up. A green Yule makes a fat kirkyard. Well, a kirkyard is a churchyard. Now, see, when I hear fat kirkyard, I'm thinking there's lots of new tenants have moved in, meaning graves. When they used to have old churches, the members were just buried in the grounds around the church, which is really, really cool. When we went to Ireland, oh my goodness, it was just my husband's ancestors, like his great-grandfather and great-great-grandfather and the mothers and aunts and uncles were just all, after we toured through the church and saw their names on plaques, because some of them died in the war, and then we went outside, and that's when families had pews. And I have a picture, I've got a beautiful picture of my father-in-law sitting in the Clark family pew. We were lucky enough, my husband still has family that lives in Monaghan, and so his cousin, she has a key to the church because she was the organist, and she was able to let us in the middle of the day so we could just have it all to ourselves. It was wonderful. And she even played the organ for us, and then she took us out back because she knew exactly where the graves were. And anyhow, so when I hear fat kirkyard, see, I'm off topic. My first thought was that lots of folks passed away over the winter. But on the other hand, a green Yule makes a fat kirkyard. Perhaps a green Yule means that it was mild winter and that it's lush in the spring because winter wasn't wasn't hard on the plants. Maybe that's the nice way to look at it, rather than lots of people were dying over the winter. Because maybe it would be a full Kirkyard otherwise. Alrighty, I'm going to pause and go see if I have a die that I like for that. Okay, so I'm going to just go with rectangular for this one. That fits there nicely. This one I'm going to just hand cut. And then I'm wondering if this one, yeah, that one will work nicely. Okay, I'm going to go do these. Okay, so you might be thinking, what's that? I have ideas. Oh, I need these. This is just low tack masking tape. I save it and reuse it. And this one turned out cute. That one turned out cute. So let's put that aside. And that one aside. We'll put you away. I don't have very many dies. So how I've got mine, and I'm rather pleased with the way it worked, is I have a closet in my room. And on the, oh, I dropped it. And on, when you open the door, because I wanted the outside of the door to still look nice, when you open the door, I put sheets of magnet. And I have all my dies all stuck to the magnets so that I can just look up and down the door until I find the one that I'm looking for. And it works very well. So I had the two different sizes of the rectangular. So there is our signature from our previous owner, and that's going to go on there like that. And I think that will look charming. I'm going to ink that. And I'm going to ink this and find somewhere for that. And then this, I'll be using my cutting board and just cutting out. I just want the, you know me, I like the publication date. So 1924, so it's 100 years old. Anyhow, I have gone over my 30-minute limit today. My 30-minute limit? Anyhow, so this is going to go somewhere. It could possibly, no, that's overload. It's going to be a tuck spot somewhere in the book. Like there, it'll be a little pocket. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, here, hold on. I'm off camera here. Thank goodness it is just fits as a pocket. That makes a perfect pocket. And then the original owner will travel to her new home. Hopefully people enjoy that. But I'm curious if that's something that you enjoy. If the original owner's signature goes with the journal to the new to her new home, and such. Some people get kind of creeped out by that, but things like that don't creep me out. I don't know. I can't explain it. Things like that actually make me feel warm and fuzzy and make me feel happy that maybe she's watching down and saying, yep, that's nice. My little book is going to get used again, and it's going to get used at Christmas time. So that's the way I look at it. Anyhow, thanks for joining me today. This is probably ready to have the chip clips removed. And it was nice to have company while I did that. Oh, I bent that while I was... I'll have to get out my hair iron. So thanks for joining me as we made this look better. Something's got to go up here. Who knows? Maybe I'll ink around the edge and... I don't know. We'll see. Next time you see it, it'll look different, and then you'll find out. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.